Well, well, well. Welcome to the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. 244 years ago, we got our freedom. 150 years ago, they declared 4th of July a national holiday. Happy 4th of July. Freedom Fourth. That's the title of this show. And the reason why, well, first off, the reason why I'm on a little bit early today is because I'm going to go celebrate this evening. Shoot some fireworks off, maybe have a beer or two. Enjoy life. Enjoy what our founding fathers and what our people did for us in the past to give us this day today. What are your thoughts? What do you think freedom is? How do you perceive freedom? There's a lot of perceptions to being free. People think that freedom is doing whatever you want to. No, it's not. But then again, if you want that kind of freedom, you cannot live in a city or in communities. Because if you think that everybody works for everybody, in a sense, they do. But if you think you're going to share equally among everybody, they don't. That'll never, ever, ever happen. Never has happened, never will happen in the course of the entire human race. There's always been somebody that had more than somebody else. No matter what stage in life you're at, you have more than somebody else, and somebody else has more than you. It's always going to be that way. No matter how many protests, how many riots, how many signs you paint, how many statues you tear down, all of that will not change the fact that you are where you're at. Freedom is what it, hey, Vinny, hang on a second. Hey,
What's up?
welcome. Hey, we're a little bit early today. I'm going to go out and shoot some fireworks tonight. How are you, my friend?
Oh, you're gonna have to go today?
No. We got them out here. Where I bought a bunch of fireworks for tonight. I'm going to shoot them off with some friends and stuff. Have a beer or two.
Okay.
Celebrate the freedom of the United
you?
States. Huh?
No. What else did you get apart from fireworks and beer?
And beer.
Yeah. What else did you get apart from fireworks and beer? That's what I'm asking.
What else is there? Friends?
Oh.
Good feelings, you know. Hey, good camaraderie.
Oh, okay. And friends and feelings and what?
Camaraderie.
What is that?
Camaraderie is two friends doing things together, or multiple friends doing things together.
Oh, okay. You also said feelings, right?
That's about what it is. Hey, celebrating the 4th of July, I'm sure India has its own celebration.
We have it on 15th of August. We have it on 15th of August.
And what is your celebration for? Freedom of?
That's what I said. We have it on 15th of August.
I know, but what was your freedom from? Who were you free from?
To be fair, I feel it was British, and honestly, like there are a lot of Indian national leaders who actually fought and struggled a lot for the freedom. There were lots and lots of acts and all. They actually broke some of the acts that were made by the British, and also feel that the British used to firstly force the peasants, or like the farmers, used to force the farmers to they used to force the farmers to cultivate or like crops like cotton and indigo. They never used to let them they never used to let them cultivate food grains like rice, wheat, and like they were, and also like they exploited the farmers a lot. Okay, and
Okay,
also studied
so
about like the Renaissance and all. A lot of stuff I've
right.
studied
Well,
though.
your
But to be
freedoms are the
fair,
same thing as ours.
no, no. To be
The free.
fair, I actually like studied history in my schools, but the moment I had it in college, we didn't have history as a subject. So it's been just like 5 years I haven't studied history after schools, you can say. So that's why it's like kind of I like don't remember pretty much. To be fair, I'm sorry.
Well, no. It's not really knowing the history. What I'm saying is freedom is your
Uh, yeah,
ability to
I
be
feel it was from
free.
British. I feel it was from British, and also like as far as I know, it was about like the national leaders, Indian. Like there were a lot of like Indian leaders and all who captured, conquered forts, and also won the hearts of the people. There were a lot of like bad people as well, like the evil ones who
Yep.
always just wanted the destruction and all. So it's like Indian, like in national, and some of the Indian national leaders actually just sacrificed themselves because they were like they didn't have much force and all the army or the military, for fighting with for having a war or a battle, So it's like they had no other option but to sacrifice for the freedoms, and so they did. And I feel like the British was more stronger when it comes to talking about the
Well,
army and
actually,
the
that's
military.
very true. That's very true. The British ran a good 70% of the world at the time,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
their oppression, and it was a little bit of oppression. It's like what happened in South Africa with the apartheid and all that. Is they were controlling a country from somewhere else and not caring about the people that were there. Hence, once that happens, people revolt and they bring the country back to where it's run by the people. That's what we did.
So,
That's what India did. That's what a lot of countries did.
hmm, there was also like what, like you mean like it's like British had a stronger control over America and like the Africa as well. Is this what you mean?
Well, actually, it's like this, and this is something that a lot of our military all over the world learn this lesson over and over and over again. It doesn't matter how large the army is. Okay.
Okay.
If you have courage, faith, strength, and belief against a large
Yes.
army, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
win. Give you an
Yes.
example. Remember the Persians against was it the Spartans? The 300 Spartans. Do you know that story? This is an actual
I don't
story in
know.
history that
Oh,
the Spartans had 300 tough warriors, just 300,
okay.
fought against 1.5 million. Was it 1.5 million? I have to
Oh,
maybe I'm might have been 150,000. No, it was a huge number. And they
okay.
fought and they held them off for like days until
Oh,
they were just I mean it was unbelievable because of the way they believed. I mean eventually the Persians won, except that their numbers were so decimated they couldn't
what do you
hang
mean
on to their
decimated?
rule.
What do you mean decimated?
Decimated means they beat their number. They killed so many of them, there wasn't enough left to control their
Oh,
country for very long.
oh my
So
God. Oh.
decimation means like if you have 100,000 people and
Mm-hmm.
you kill them all the way down to 10,000, that means you killed 90,000 people. That's decimation.
Wait a minute. When you have 100,000 people, then what? You killed?
You kill 90,000 of them,
How can you kill
leaving
90,000?
10,000
Okay,
left.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you kill 90,000. Okay, I get it. I get it. That's
Right.
nice.
That's decimation.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know
Like
what the word would be. Go ahead.
yeah, having less army force and like killing tons of the opponent's army, right?
Right, exactly. And they didn't have enough people left over to control the country, so they end up
Mm-hmm.
losing the country anyway.
You mean the
So
army which had like the millions of people? Is that one like actually just surrendered themselves? Is that what you're saying?
no, well, let me hang on a second. I got my Google up. Let me find out how many they fought.
Yeah, yeah.
300 Spartans. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. My computer, they got so many things that if I don't do it a certain way, they always, oh, you got to put this code and that code in because I'm using a VPN. Spartans.
Did you watch the Allen show ever?
The what?
The Allen show.
No, I don't watch that. Let's see. It says here the 300 Spartans in night. Well, that was a CinemaScope. I want to fight against the Persian army of almost limitless size. They don't say
Oh
how
my
big
God.
it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to have a number here. Defeated the tyranny of the. Come on, Google or Wikipedia. You're starting to be slanted and twisting truths around here. I hate that. Every time you look up something, you have to look deeper and deeper to get the actual truth because they don't word it right. I mean, they don't want to. They don't want to view this. This is one of my pet peeves about all this. Say like we're talking about the Spartans.
Yeah.
They fought against the Persians, okay, and the Persians had a huge army, and they beat them. But Google or Wikipedia doesn't say it like that.
Oh.
The warriors, led by 300 Spartans, fight against a Persian army of almost limitless size. What does that mean? Limitless size. That could be.
There should be a finite. There should be like a finite figure.
Yes, figure. Exactly. There should be a number there now, but now they're not putting a number there. So now you have to go back in and you have to dig deeper into history to find out exactly what it was all about.
So you mean the Spartans won? The Spartans won, right? Despite having
no, eventually they lost.
Oh,
okay. But they held them off for such a long time that the casualties they inflicted on the Persians was so immense that the Persians couldn't sustain control. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, kind of difficult. Like what? Okay.
Go ahead. Okay, when a country comes in and want to take over another country, they have to have and establish their own government. Okay, when the Persians came in to take over Spartan, and the Spartans fought them and killed so many, there wasn't enough people left over to maintain a government, and they were riot against and everything that I'm looking up here about the Spartans in history is the movie. Yeah. Watch this movie. Watch this movie. Watch this movie. Where is the history? I want the history.
Exactly.
I'm so sick and tired of this twisting of it. Just give me the history. That's what Google is supposed to be, but not anymore.
No worries. You can you can search it at a free time. Let's just discuss about something else if you want.
Right. No. It's one of those things that when you get in on it, you're saying, "I want to know what this number is," and it becomes an obsession. If you know what I mean. So,
the yesterday's guy was
our darling British. Oh man, I tell you, I picked on him all day yesterday on my other posts.
Oh, you found him? Oh my God. Was he in the voice chat and was he actually trolling or talking in the same way in the other podcast as well?
Right. I had no idea what his problem was.
I really think he was autistic, to be fair, and I'm not intending to be offensive or saying that in a way. I felt he was autistic though. I actually felt like I felt like what he wanted to say is what he was not able to say, and what he was saying was what he didn't meant.
Right. He didn't know. Actually, I do believe and I didn't want him to go there, that he was so wrapped up in that little place he lived, he had nobody to talk to, and he was going
I
into a
see.
state of
It's okay if you haven't explored the world, then how come you're trying to be the king, dude? When you haven't explored the world, when you don't pretty much know, it's better for you to either be quiet and listen, or else, like, if you actually have something to say, you should say, but at least
right,
listen to the
or
viewpoint of the other person as well.
right, or if somebody's saying something, listen to what they have to say. If you do
Yeah,
not
respect
agree
the
with it,
viewpoints, dude.
that's
Respect the
fine.
viewpoint. And also this, just accept the fact that even you can be wrong sometimes. It's not that you'll
Yes,
always be right.
exactly right. Okay, here it is: 260,000 Persians.
Oh my god.
So there was
260,000, my
300
god. Spartans.
Spartans against 260,000 Persians, and they
Okay.
almost won. That's pretty incredible, to be honest with you.
Who
So,
won? The Spartans, the Persians. Who won?
yeah, the Spartans almost won with 300 people against the Persians.
And
And if
then?
history is written right, the reason why the Spartans actually lost when they did, the people that were supposed to protect their backside, if you will, but the back end of the line ran away.
Mhm.
So eventually they got around to coming in behind them, and the 300 died. But I guess they died graciously in war. I don't know. So, but that's the way history is written.
Like what do you mean, like they, like the people who actually wanted to take care of the back line ran away? Like what do you mean? Like the
Okay,
government?
when you're in war, you have what they call the front line, the front. That's where the major
Okay.
battle happens.
Like
Okay,
you're talking about the people who are at the who are like at the very first, like who are standing at the very first, and like those are called as the front line, and like the behind ones, the people who are behind in the
right.
army
The
and all.
people that were behind them in another area protecting their backside so they don't
Mm-hmm.
come up behind them and kill them from behind. Those people left their posts. So
Okay, the
says
Spart.
the,
Yeah, you mean the
and they eventually
supporters
got
of the
around to it, and
Spartans?
that's how they defeated them.
You mean the supporters of the Spartans in the behind area left the
Left.
battle,
Yes,
and all,
exactly.
like, resulting in like all the Spartans dying.
Yes, exactly right. That's exactly right. It's
Oh
one
my
of the
god.
reasons if you're in the military and you fall asleep on guard duty, why the punishment is so harsh. Because if you fall asleep on guard duty, you're protecting all your soldier friends from a hidden attack. That's what you're there for. And if you fall asleep on guard duty or leave your post, that means they can come in and kill everybody there. Okay, give you an
Exactly.
example. I'm
Yeah,
glad you
take
brought.
an example of the security guard or like the watchmen's. Do you know, like the watchmen who actually are like kind of like who actually guard the buildings and apartments? Do you know
Yes,
about them?
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
And if they
if they
leave
are
their post,
actually, yeah, when they're sleeping, it's like there's a possibility of a thief, murderer, or a killer coming in the apartment and like doing his misdeeds and leaves without even like by making sure that the security guard doesn't gets to know about that. So it's really
right,
important for the
right.
security guards to be alert and like to actually be active whenever they are like whenever they're doing a duty of guarding the apartment, the complex, or the buildings.
Exactly. Well, check this out. This is what's interesting. I'm glad we're talking like this, and the reason is today's our 4th of July. Okay, we
Yes,
won
a
against the
very
British.
happy Independence Day, dude. A very
Yes,
happy
exactly.
Independence.
But check this out. George Washington crossed the Delaware during Christmas and attacked them at
Jalami.
Trenton. Okay, yeah, it was the name of the river, the Delaware River,
Okay.
and they crossed it. His army during Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, and the
Mm-hmm.
British did not expect this, and their guards were not on guard. Because of that, we went in and decimated the British army at Trenton, and that changed the tide of the war. So
Mm,
the guards have a very important position to protect the army when they're on a relaxed mode. If you're in a full fight,
exactly.
um, It's get out there and do your job, basically.
Exactly. How can you actually like it's almost like it's like a due like it's almost being like irresponsible when you are actually knowing that you have to go for a war and all, and then too you're sleeping. It's not like
No, that's
exact.
exactly right. It's your responsibility on your shoulders when you're doing guard duty to protect everybody there, to at least
Yes,
warn them
exactly.
before something comes in.
Exactly. And okay, just let's just okay, like in India, I live in a small town, dude, and like in schools, we used to like have a half day for the celebration of Independence Day on 15th of August. Like we host a flag, we sing a national anthem, we like there are teachers and the students giving the speeches. They give a speech on like the freedom on Independence Day, and there's also like a parade at
That's
the like
cool.
there's also parade in the schools. But like we usually don't celebrate Independence Day like at a house with our family or something. Usually like the innocent civilians, or like the civilians who live, the people who live in the country, they mostly actually just wear a badge. There are like batches of Indian flags. They just
Ah,
wear it on
okay.
the like they wear it on the left or the right side of the chest, and or like on the right or the left side of the shirt. They wear a shirt, right? So they wear it on the left or the right side, and that like they don't celebrate it. Actually, I don't know about the
Well,
developed cities though,
that
but
that that's difference between the different countries. Here, they go all out. Every city and every town in this nation shoots off fireworks and barbecues and outdoor
oh,
cookouts and family over. It's a big to do. You go out to the lake and swim, or go to the mountains and hike, or whatever you want to do for the holiday, and you just relax and say thank you for giving us the freedom that we have. And that's
oh,
basically what
okay,
it
okay.
comes in.
Well, the Indian flag is of like three, like there are three layers on it. The first one is the saffron, which is the orange. The second one is the white, and the third one is the green. And on the white layer, we have like a wheel. We have a wheel on the white layer of the flag. That's not. I hope you understand what I mean by layer, right? The flags
Right.
usually
You
it's
have,
something
what
like,
is it?
yeah.
Orange, white, and green with like a wheel.
The wheel is on the wheel is on the white layer. The wheel
What
is on
does
the
that
white
mean?
layer.
What does the wheel on the white
Eternity.
mean? Huh?
Like, yeah, it means like kind of like eternity of the law, the eternity of the law. Like you actually just have like the freedom to actually you're being given a freedom to talk, to do whatever you want. Like there are like it has like 24 you can say like 24 lines on it in the wheels. You have like
Right. It
24
says
lines.
here, I'm looking at a picture of it now, and it says here that the navy blue wheel, which represents the chakra,
Yeah. Ashoka Chakra.
is that one of those um
Yeah, yeah. It's
internal
like
meanings
you
or
should.
whatever?
Yeah, you just see the Indian flag. You'll get to know what I'm talking. See in the white
Right.
one.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was just
that's what I'm
looking at it
talking
and
about.
reading about it.
Yeah, it's like of the yeah. It actually just says about the eternity. I would say.
The
To be
atonement.
fair.
Okay.
Yeah. And also we have like a four face of lion. Like we have like a circular base of a four face of lion, indicating confidence, pride. There are four. Like there's a
Oh,
circular base.
I didn't know that.
Like yeah, there's a circular base which has four faces of lions from left, right, upward, and downwards direction. That's what actually just like indicates like confidence. Like one face, each face actually indicates like each quality. From the four faces, each face indicates each quality. Okay,
Flying
wait a minute.
cycles. Let's see. Moon. Nope. That's faces.
Yeah, there are four faces.
Four faces of lions.
Yeah,
Let's see.
It means It mean like the four faces have four qualities: power, confidence, pride, and also like the one is I don't know. Wait.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
courage. Yeah, it's courage. It's courage. Like four faces of lion, and like they are on the circular base. They indicate power, confidence, pride, and courage.
I like reading stuff like that. I think this is cool.
Well, to be fair, India, we actually study history only in our schools, and also like after the like you can say like after we are done with schools, like we have three faculties. Like if you want to study in college, we need to like select any one faculty from three. The three faculties are arts, science, or commerce. We have to select any one. If you go for the science faculty, you will never have history as the subject, in the college you will never have history as the subject in science faculty. And in the school and in the commerce faculty also, you will never have history as a subject. But for the arts faculty, which is like the lowest faculty, like not considered to be worthy, though according to me, it's not considered to be worthy for studying. In that, you do have like all of the school subjects like English, geography, history, and all, every each and every school subject. But for the science faculty, you will have like only science subjects like the biology, chemistry, physics, and all. And for the commerce faculty,
That's
you have.
interesting because we have the same thing here in the United States, but we don't use it as that kind of representation. They look at like if you have a liberal arts degree, it's not as good as a science degree. You know what I mean?
No,
'Cause it's
what I'm trying
general.
to say, no, what I'm trying to say is that in schools, we study in schools till 10th grade, you can say, or 12th grade as well, depending upon if it's a school or a high school. So it's like we study till 10th grade. Till 10th grade, we have history subjects. We are taught history in schools till 10th grade. But after we are like actually going for the 11th grade, it's like we either study in college, or like we study in college, or if it's a high school, we still study in school. So in 11th grade and in 12th grade, you are like, from the 11th grade, you don't have history as a subject if you don't choose arts as your faculty. You understand?
Okay.
Because the commerce and the science faculty don't have history as a subject. They don't have history as a subject. So like what I'm trying to say is, like, after schools, we actually don't study history, because like we don't have that subject in our college life. If we are not taking arts as a faculty for studying in college, we don't have history as a subject. Okay.
Is
And
there a
science
reason
and
for that? Is there a reason why they do it that
like
way?
see, it's like it's just a faculty that just covers the topic of that, like the subjects which are in that faculty are related to the faculty. They don't have extra subjects, I would say. Like
Oh, okay.
okay, let me just explain. See, there
Yeah,
are two
please do.
types of
Please
school.
do.
Yeah, there are two types of schools in India. First are the schools, the second are the high schools. Schools are like, you have education till 10th grade, and then from the 11th grade you study in college. If you are like studying only in school, you have education till 10th grade, and then from the 11th grade you study in college. And if you are studying in a high school, HIGH high school, you have education till 12th grade, and then you start studying for your in college for your undergraduation years. In high schools, you study in schools till 12th grade, and then you have like the college from the undergraduation years, like from the first year, second year, we have like bachelor's study, right? That's when you have the education. That's when you have the college life after high school. But in schools, you have like college life. You start your college life after finish. Like if you're studying in school, you start your college life after finishing your 10th grade, and if you're studying in high school, you start your college life in your undergraduation years, like in the
Now, do you go to a different institution or is it a continuation in the same institution? So,
it's like what I mean is, like, in schools, like there's education only till 10th grade, and then you study from in the different institution. The college is the
right,
different.
right. So it's like what we do when you're in or high school, you're going to a certain school. Like I went to Canisteo, and then when I got out, I went to Arizona to the U of A school.
Yeah.
So
See,
it'd be
yeah.
the same. It's the same type, right? Okay.
Yeah, what I actually mean is that in schools you have education till 10th grade, and in high schools you have education till 12th grade. So if you have studied in schools, you actually start studying in college. The college is a different thing. It's not the same school. In
Right.
college, you if you have finished your studies from school, which have education till 10th grade, you start your college from the 11th grade. And if you have finished your schooling from the high school, which have education till 12th grade, then you start your college in the undergraduation years. Like you go to the different institution in
Oh, that's pretty
undergraduation.
cool. That's good. That's
Okay.
good.
So if you are also studying in high school, then too, in the 11th grade, you don't have history as the subject. After finishing the 10th grade, no matter you're studying in school, no matter or you're studying in high school, you don't
Now,
have the
now, is it
history.
your choice, or do you
Yeah.
have to?
No, see, there are three. Like, yeah, if you actually if you actually study like after 10th grade, you have the right to choose any one faculty. If you're even studying in high school, after finishing your 10th grade, you have the right to select any one faculty, like commerce, science, or arts. You have to select any one from them. You have to select any one: commerce, science, or arts. You have to select any one faculty. Okay.
Right.
And if you're studying for commerce faculty, you will have all of the subjects like marketing, commerce, economics, economical policies, business transactions, accounting, and all. That's what is covered. Okay. And if you study for
Okay.
science faculty, you have like the science subjects like
Do you
biology,
do you have the
chemistry.
ability to change in your educational process?
It's the responsibility of the educational prime minister, the vice chancellors, right? We don't have that.
Okay.
We
Well, what
basically
I'm
don't.
saying is, if you were doing, let's just say, science, and you wanted to go into marketing, could you do that?
No, because science is a different field. It's like if you're studying for science, you can be a doctor or like an engineer, because it's
Or
like it
something
has a
along
different
those. Let's say, like, you didn't want to be a doctor or an engineer, you wanted to do theatrics or something like that. Could you stop and start again?
theatrics. It's like you have to either finish that course or year. Like if you're like studying, say for an instance, if you're studying for science and you don't want to study it like ahead, like because you don't feel like studying. So what you can do is the year you're studying for, like if it's like the 11th grade, 12th grade, or if it's like the first year, the second year, it's like you have to finish that year. You can't leave the year in the middle, right? You have to finish that year, and then you can just like move to the another course, like you can change the
Oh, okay,
faculty.
okay. So
Like you
once you
need to do,
start a
like
course,
you
you
need
have
to,
to
yeah.
finish it.
Yeah, no, you have to, what you have to do is like take the form and like go to the college authorities, inform them, write the applications that I want to change the faculty, and you can go like that. You
Oh,
know what
okay.
I mean?
So they don't hold you to whatever you chose first. You have
Like,
to make it work, and if it doesn't work, you have the option of asking to change and going through the process.
yeah, you have the option, but you can't have like the another field in the different faculty. Like in science faculty, you can't have the option of commerce things or like the business transaction. You will never be taught all of such stuff because the
Right.
science
Well, it's the
faculty.
same thing here. I mean, if you go into marketing, you're never going to get any science, and if you go into science,
Exactly.
you're not going to get any marketing. But
Because
the
both are
difference,
different. Both are different. In
yeah,
science, it's
they're a
like,
total different mindset in a matrix. Here,
yes.
though, say like you're doing science and you go halfway through the course, you can stop the course and start again in another subject, and you don't have to
Yeah,
go
it's
get
like you
permission.
just yeah, you have to just like write an application, or like there might be some other procedures for that you have to
Yeah,
fulfill
exactly.
it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
like they fill the applications and all, inform to the principal along with it. You have to do all of that stuff.
Yeah, well, what's really sad about that is I have some friends that I work with in China,
Okay.
and this young lady is very, very intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
and she works in the science field, but
Okay.
she loves the business end of the industry. So she's not allowed to work in the business. She has to work in the field that she's been tested out of. You know what I mean? She doesn't get a choice. That's it. And
Okay.
yeah, that's really sad because you got people that can be really good at one thing, but they're
I think
intelligent
that
at.
it depends upon the institution you're going to study for.
Yep.
Like for according to me, like they like like they give a prospectus, like they give a book of like the college which has like the info regarding to the
Yes.
courses, the fees and all. I think in that it's all written that what you're supposed to do for change the course, for changing. I think that about the prospectus, like if you go for the admissions in college, you get the prospectus, right?
Right. Well here it's very, how do I want to say, ambiguous.
Like
They
a
give you a
prospectus is like a
title.
book. No, prospectus is like the college book, like the info
No.
regarding to the
I
colleges.
understand that. I understand that. But we get the same thing here. We get the perspective of the book and tell you all the courses that are available to you. But
Yeah.
this is what the real issue is here in the United States is someone that is of 19 years old getting ready to go to college really doesn't have an idea of what they want to do in life yet. And there's
Oh, well,
nobody
like
to
yeah, it
guide them.
happens. It happens
All
a
they have
lot
is
with
the book,
people.
and the book says you can do this, but the book doesn't tell you what the industry is about.
Yeah, it's
Because
like it's not. It's just a summary, right? Kind of like a
yes,
summary thing that's
just
written.
a
Yeah.
written summary of what the job description or the college description is,
Well,
and
I
that's
think like mostly like people like who actually are like there are people who actually love accounting. Why? Because it has like the calculation stuff and like you
oh
have to just
yeah,
work every day. And like there are some people who love marketing. Why? Because they have good communication skills. They love talking and like they actually love promoting or promoting the
bingo,
product.
that's exactly
Yeah.
right.
So it depends upon like who you are. You need to identify yourself firstly and then select the course. That's what I would say.
Right, and actually, right there is the reason why there's such a problem with our schools is because they're not trying to find out what the people want to do.
Okay.
They what? How do I want to put this? They don't give them an opportunity. They say, "Here it is. You go there. You pay us $100,000 a year to go to this school, but we don't care what you take. We don't have any vested interest in you succeeding at all." Do you see what I'm saying? They left the kids who are just trying to figure out life.
Even here, like we have like the career-oriented demo lectures, but it's not in the college, but it's in the institutes, like the not the institute, I would say a coaching centers. You know about like the tutoring, the coaching centers, like the
Right.
coaching classes and all. They actually just give a demo lecture of the careers, like like if
Yeah,
you will choose this.
they're not vested in the kids at all. I'll give
Like
you an
in the colleges they don't give, I feel in the colleges they don't actually, yeah, I guess they give it even like when you're like about to finish the graduation and all, they just tell you like in the form of a last speech, like a mentor and all, they just tell you a last speech in few words though, but they don't give a proper full like they give it, but it's like only after you finish your graduations and all. When you're
Yep.
done with finishing the schooling and when you actually want to go to the college, they don't, there's no like a demo lecture and all. Like if even if it is, then it is not in the college, but it is in the coaching institutes. Like what I'm
Right.
saying is this is happening like after like only after like they give a career oriented lecture after like finishing the graduations, not after finishing the schools. After
Right.
finishing the schools, it's like
And the other
it's like
thing
they
is
leave it up
most
to
of these
you.
people.
Yeah, they leave it up to you. After finishing the schools, they leave it up to
And
you
the
what you
thing
want to
is
study.
most of these people that are graduating, even though they graduate in good numbers or high
Yeah,
scores, they still
yeah.
don't understand what the industry they've chosen is about. Even
Oh,
though they
okay.
know all the knowledge to do the business, they don't
Mhm.
understand the business.
Yeah,
Hence the
yeah.
reason why you
I
have
think
real good
like
engineers.
yeah, I think like after finishing the schools, there should be some like coaching centers. They should conduct an online demo lectures of
Or
like
something like
the
that to say, okay, now you're going into the workforce. This is what's going to happen. Let's get you
yeah, it's like you
used to
should
it.
actually consider. Yeah, you should actually either go to a lecture which has the like like you should go to a coaching institute which has like the demo lectures of about the careers and all. Like if you'll choose this field, you can be this, you can be this and all. Even there, they don't give a proper, you can say, description and all. They don't give a proper. I would say. I'm damn sure.
No,
Like even
no.
yeah, even if you'll go to the like the demo lectures and all, like for the like there are lectures here in India like for the careers, like if you want to pursue the career, like they'll give a like a detailed info about the courses in every faculty. Like in arts faculty, you will have these subjects. They'll just tell you the headings or the titles. In the sub content or in the content, they don't say anything.
That's good. Well, let me ask you something. How do you feel about living in a free country? How do you see your freedoms?
It's good though. Okay,
Well,
let me
the
just
reason
no,
why
no, no,
I'm
no.
asking,
I really feel I'm not trying to be. I'm trying. What I'm like. I'm actually feeling that I'm actually lacking in something. Like when it comes to explaining you, I feel I'm like a little not understandable. Am I right?
I don't think so. I think what you're trying to do is to get me to understand how you feel instead of just
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, this is the way I am when I'm free." The reason why
See
is
what?
because today,
No, no, no,
therefore,
no,
we're
no,
freedom.
no. See. I'll just explain the matters we are discussing. I'll explain it again. Okay, just I'll explain it again if you don't mind.
No, go for it.
See, like I said, we have two types of schools in India: the schools and the high schools. Schools are like they have education till 10th grade. High schools have education till 12th grade. Like, but you are taught history in you're taught history till 10th grade only. No matter it's a school or a high school, you're taught history till 10th grade. And when you're actually like if you're studying from school, if you're studying from school where education is till 10th grade, then you actually move to a college, like an institution or like a university. You can say you move to a college where you start studying from the 11th grade till the graduation. In the high schools as well, like they have like the history subject till 10th grade, and from the 11th grade you have the right to choose the faculty, exactly like the same in the college. Like if you'll go from 10th grade and then you go in the college, in case of schools you go from 10th grade, you finish your schooling till 10th grade and then you go to college. You have the right to choose the faculty, like the science, the
Right.
arts, the
And
arts
once
and
you've
the
chosen your school or whatever subject you wanted, and the reason why I'm bringing it back to this, I understand exactly what you're talking about with the school, but the reason why I made the topic of this show Freedom Fourth is because today's our Independence Day,
yeah.
and I'm looking for what does independence mean for the people of the
So
world. If you're living in a free country such as yours,
independence means
what does
like
independence mean to you personally?
yeah, I'll come to that. I'll just come to that. Yeah, I'll come to that. Wait. Okay. Yeah, I'll just continue with it if you don't mind. I'll just continue with what I was saying. Yeah. So in a way, what I'm like I said that after finishing your 10th grade, you have the right to go. Like you'll go to the college. Then you have the right to select the faculty, arts, science, and commerce, and then you start studying for the commerce or science, like whichever you want. Even in the high schools as well, after you finish your 10th grade, in the 11th grade you have the right to choose the faculty, arts, science, and commerce. But in the high schools you're not studying for college, you're studying for schools. Okay, it's the same school. In the high
Yep.
schools you're studying for same schools, but in the schools you study till 10th grade and then you move to another college. You understand me? Okay.
No, I
Both.
understand exactly what I mean. Okay, let's take it one step further. After you graduate and now you're in the job that you've always wanted to have. whatever it may
No,
be.
it's graduation is undergraduation years starts after 12th grade, right? When you finish your
Well, what I'm
12th
saying,
grade
when do you start the job?
after graduations.
Yes, after graduation, you go out and you find a company to
Yeah,
work for.
what I'm saying is undergraduation years start after finishing your 12th grade here in India.
Right. So
Okay?
what I'm getting at is after you're done with all the education, you're not going to get any more schooling. Now you're at the workforce. You're working a job or whatever you
Uh,
decided to do.
yeah, like you have to finish the schools and the college, both. That's what I mean. Even after finishing your education till 12th grade in high school, you have to go to the college or the university,
I
maybe another
understand that. Yes.
Yeah,
After you
yeah,
go
you
to the
have.
college or the university,
Yeah,
how many
after
years?
doing that, like it almost like it takes like you can say you have to gain the experience and all. You have to go for interviews, gain experience. You have to start
Right,
from small.
exactly.
You have
Once
to
you're
start
done
from
with
small.
school, you graduate. Now you're going to
Yes.
find the job that you're going to do. Okay. Now you're
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there. There's no more school. No more. It's
yeah,
done.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. From that point on, how do you associate your freedom with finding the job? Do they say, hey, you're going to work for this particular company only?
No, no, it's upon you. It's like when you're done with finishing the schooling and the college, it's up to you. It's like they leave you. Like their purpose is to make you study. That's it. They'll
There
just
you
teach
go.
through you.
Now we're getting to where it needs to be for the discussion of freedom because there's countries such as China, you can't do that. Once you get out of
Okay.
their school, you will work at their particular place of employment or corporation that they choose for you. Freedom,
Okay.
such as your country and ours,
Like for
we have
some
the choice of
courses,
working
no,
wherever.
for some courses it is like that in the way you're saying. Like even like there are some high professional courses like masters in business administration, masters in in the chartered accountant course. In these high professional courses and high paying jobs, like these are the damn tough. You can say they are the damn tough courses. Like it's not that they are easy. The chartered accountancy course,
No,
the
no, they're difficult. Yes, they are.
yeah,
But
for that, it's like when you're done with finishing your schooling or like the college, like there's a placement, like you will be hired a company and all. You have to go and take your interviews. They train you for that in schools and
they
colleges.
do all that. Okay, I'll give you an example. Here in the United States, we have a lot of doctors that have studied here and in India. As a matter of fact, one of my VA doctors is from India. Okay. So, what I'm bringing into it is the freedom. He had the freedom to study in India and then come to the United States and study here. And now he's practicing here. In countries such as Russia and China, you can't do that. They
Oh.
tell you, the government tells you where you will work, study, and everything. Our countries, you have a choice. You can go. That's what our freedom is all about, too. Same thing with yours. You have the
I think
ability.
it might be the case like the government knows better than you, like about the companies and all. And since you've just studied, you haven't even popped up in the market. You don't
The
even know.
communist countries don't really think that way. They plug you where they need you. Here, you have the ability to go to a place that'll benefit you. You know what I mean? You have the choice. You go in an interview with a company, and if the company likes you and you don't like the company, you don't have to take the job. You could go find another company.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
it's
saying?
in a way, what I mean is that see, like for some courses in India, we have the right, like there is a course, there's a small course, like you can only not, you can't earn much from that, like you can't earn much. So it's like in such courses they just allow us to just like do whatever we want, like when you're done with finishing your college and schools, you have to just like you have the right to just do whatever you want for your living. It's up to
Well,
you. The
that's what I'm
college
saying.
will.
You can go to the college and graduate and do nothing and live on the streets if you wanted to.
No, what I mean is, see, there are some small
Okay,
courses.
okay,
There are
okay.
some.
Hang on a second. Hold on right there. This is what I'm talking about freedom. When you graduate from school and you have all this education, you have the freedom of not using that education if you feel like you don't want to use it. You can go live on an island somewhere if you wanted to. Do you understand where I'm going with this?
Uh, no, your voice was
Okay.
low for me. Your voice was low for me.
All right. Well, let's make it simple. Did you have breakfast today? Did you eat
No,
breakfast?
it's just 6 a.m. for me right now.
Oh, it's 6 a.m. Okay. Yeah, eventually you're going to have a meal. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna have my breakfast. Yeah.
You've got to eat sometime, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Just go with me. You will eat at some point today.
Yeah.
Okay, you will eat. Doesn't matter what it is. Like if I'm going to have a sandwich,
Yeah.
okay, I will go make that sandwich,
Yeah.
but I won't eat the sandwich. I'll just let it sit there. That's what I'm talking about. You have the
You
ability
will
and
eat the
freedom.
sandwich. You will
Huh?
eat the sandwich. What? You like the sandwich? What?
I will not eat it. I'll throw it away.
Okay. You'll just make it and throw it away.
Make it and throw it away. That is called the freedom. That's what I'm getting
Oh.
at. You have the freedom of doing something and then changing your mind and not doing it.
Okay.
And that's
So
what I'm talking
yeah,
about with the
see,
college.
even in India, so like for small courses, it's like the main purpose is to just make you study. If the course is not like that hard working, you just need to clear it with
I
average score.
understand that. I understand.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
we
like,
do here
yeah,
too.
the purpose of the college is to just to teach you the subjects, and then like to make you finish the studies, and then it's up to you what you have to do for the living. As far as it's about the
Exactly.
high, yeah, as far as it's about the high professional courses, they do have like the companies and the placements and all.
Okay.
Then
All
too
right.
they give you the right. Then too they give you
Exactly. Now wait a second. You're going off on a little bit of a tangent. Okay, you got your courses, you studied, you got everything done.
yeah.
You
Then
have
there's a
the right
placement.
not to go to these businesses. You have
There's a
the right to sit at home and do nothing.
Yeah,
You-
you do have the right, like, but like after like if you finished your school, like colleges and all, like if it's a high professional course, if it's like a damn hard working high paying course, if in an instance if the course costs where like the fees of the course is very costly and expensive and all, then it's like it's the responsibility of the college, since it's like the hard working and the high costly course. That's why it's the responsibility of the college to actually just like hire some like you can say they just like get for placements and all, like they select some companies like where
no. They
it's
will go
no,
out and
it's
they will
your
try to
right.
find you a job. They will
Yeah, they
find the
will try to.
companies, they'll get you
Yeah,
the interview set
yeah,
up and
but
everything else.
it's your right. If you want to go, they'll just give you that this is the name of the company, this is the address. If you
Thank you.
want to go, you can go.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about freedom. You have
Yeah,
that
it's like it's
right.
up to you. Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah.
It's completely up to you. And that's what makes our countries great. Even though if
Exactly.
you spend all that money on college and not do anything with it, that's pretty stupid. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you have the right not to do it if you don't want to.
Yeah.
So, and that's what makes the country strong, because the people that really want to succeed will go for it. They will take the college, they will get the good jobs, and they'll benefit themselves, their family, and their communities in doing so.
Exactly.
And that's what our 4th of July is all about. our founding fathers here did that. There was 53 people that signed. You said you went yesterday that you wanted to know a little bit of our history. 53 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just continue with the history part if you don't mind. I'll just continue with the history part. The part
Right.
I was saying about.
Well, the reason why I'm getting to it is because we've
See,
got
in
6 minutes
India,
left
we
in
are
this show.
like I said, in India, no matter you're studying in school where you have education till 10th grade, or no matter you're studying in high school where you have education till 10th grade, you are taught history subject only and only till 10th grade. No matter you're studying in high school or schools, no matter you're studying in high schools where education is till 12th grade, or no matter you're studying in the schools where education is till 10th grade. So after the students come to the college, or like after they finish their high schools, like till 12th grade, like when they start when the students start studying from the 11th grade, no matter it's a school or a high school, when they start studying for the 11th grade, they don't have history as the subject unless and until they actually choose the faculty as arts for them. Okay,
Right,
unless and
exactly. Well, with
okay.
us, we have the choice of continuing on with history. Like with our history, the reason why I bring it up, and it's because of it's our 4th of July. We had 53 men sign the Declaration of Independence.
You have the history subject, but only in India you have the history subject, but
Right.
only and only in the 11th grade, like only and only when you select the faculty as arts and not science and commerce while
Right.
studying
No,
for
actually,
your 11th grade.
after you get out of high school and into college, you can actually study history and become a history major.
Well,
It's
we
a
don't have a
subject with
course
us.
called history. We don't have a course called history, but like you can say, if you actually select arts as your faculty, ARTS, arts as a faculty in
Right.
11th grade, like in the 11th grade, you have the right to select any faculty, any one faculty from the three, which are arts, science, and commerce. You have the right to select any one faculty. If you will select arts as a faculty, then
Which is fun.
only
Well, what I'm
then
getting at
only you will
is
have history. Then only you
all
will
right.
have history as one of the subjects. History is going to
Exactly.
be
Well,
one of the
here's
subjects.
the reason why I'm bringing up history, because this is very important to me, and I'd like the people to understand.
Please don't get confused with that arts
No,
faculty is all about
no.
history.
You don't understand where I'm going with this. Where I'm going with it is our history. 53 people signed the Declaration of Independence, which gave us our freedom here in the United States. They took this Declaration of Independence to Britain, gave it to King George, and said, King George, we don't want any more to do with you. Those people that signed the document, they were wealthy people. They lost their land. A lot of them were shot and hung as traitors. Their families were just desecrated, everything. They gave up their entire lives so I could have the freedom of sitting here talking to you about freedom in our country.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
No, I can't. Wait a minute, just a minute. Your voice is again low for me.
Right. Well, we've got 2 minutes left. So,
Okay.
yeah, I've got to be done at 6:00 here, my time. So, is there any last statements you'd like to make?
I'd just like to say that, like, don't just get confused about the fact that the arts faculty is all about history. It just has history as one of the subjects, and you
Right.
also have, like,
No. I
yeah,
just want
yeah.
to let you know that it's not about art and it's not about history. What it's about
Okay.
is what here in the United States, history is
No,
talking
I'm
about
telling
what
you
our
about
people did.
India. I was telling you about India.
Yes, I know, and I understand that.
Though I really tried my best to explain you in the best
No,
possible manner.
I understand completely about what your educational system does with history. But we're talking about schools, and I'm talking about actual history. Why we are celebrating the 4th of July. That's the reason why I brought up history, is because of what our past founding fathers did to create our history. So that's the reason why I wanted to bring up history, because this is very important to me in the United States, our 4th of July, and what transpired to bring this about to us. All I have to say is I do, Vinny, I love talking to you. I'm cutting this off at 6:00 today. My name is Russell Mays. This is Radio Russell, and please join me again. I will be doing another subject hopefully tomorrow. Everybody else that's logged in and listening to us, thank you very much for your comments. I appreciate it very much. Everyone take care. My book is called Fear Profits You Nothing, and you can get it on Amazon.com. Remember that. You people take care. Love you all. Bye-bye now. Happy 4th of July.